Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and in this episode we'll be talking about the difference between 2D and 3D plans within the digital twin. I'm joined today by Markus Winterholer, the product owner of the digital lifecycle at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Markus, welcome.
Hi, John.
So, we've talked before about the digital twin. Does it have to be 3D to have a digital twin?
No. A lot of people get confused when they hear BIM or digital twin that we always have to start with a very expensive 3D model. That's not the case, right? We are talking about digital data here. And for us, it's important that we have digital data on the building. And of course, most of the plans today, they are 2D plans, they are floor plans. And that's how our people are working, how our construction companies are working. And of course, all the brownfield buildings, they have 2D plans. And that's perfectly fine, right? As long as we can get a hold of a digital copy of these plans and we can read some data and digitalize this data, we are absolutely fine to create our digital twin based on this 2D data.
So this means that to have a digital twin, eventually, we don't have to start from the very start of a building. It can be existing, it can be, as you mentioned, a brownfield site. It can be planned in the more traditional approach with CAD drawings and still enable this value.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we care about data, and all kind of data to start with is always a good start. And there's already a lot you can do with 2D data. And you can combine there also the static data then with the performance data from the time series sensors and already visualize that. Of course, in the future, we're going to see a lot more 3D data coming when buildings are really built, constructed from ground up, from the greenfield with its 3D models. Mm-hmm. But even there, I mean, these are usually construction models, and then we have to turn them in an as-built model to reuse them for facility management. So even if you have a 3D model, it doesn't mean that it fits all the needs.
Okay, so whether it's 2D or 3D, as long as it represents accurately the building that exists in real life, you can start to use this.
Exactly. And there are a lot of 2D plans that contain more information about the actual building and all the sensors that are in the building available than a 3D model that is just an architecture model, for example, that only the facade and not even the rooms in there, right?
This is barely a start, isn't it?
Yeah. So I better start with this 2D plan with more information in there than with an empty 3D shell, right?
If you had a complete 3D model, are there some things you can achieve with the 3D that you can't achieve with the 2D model?
Oh, yeah, of course. Again, John, a lot of people, when you talk about 3D, 2D, they think visually, right? Of course, we are visual people. Okay. But the main benefit of a 3D model is not that I can visualize it in 3D.
I don't need to see it with my special glasses.
You know, this Hollywood stuff. I mean, it's nice to look at, but the main benefit of 3D data is really it's machine readable. Because if you have 2D plans, you still have to know which plan is for which floor, which is usually just encoded in the name of the file, which is absolutely easy for us to read, but for a computer, that's not machine-readable data, right? So in the 3D model contains every element in there with an X, Y, Z coordinate. Okay. And that makes it much easier to deal with all this data. And you have the whole data for a building or a whole campus or a whole city in one model. Right, and you can easily combine those, and you can georeference those locations. And a wall is a wall. There's an element called wall in the 3D model. Yeah. In a 2D plan, a wall is a line. Just a line. Yeah. And for a computer, it's very difficult to distinguish a line that is representing a wall from a line that is just leading to a comment or a cable. Yeah.
And today, when we look at our current situation in the industry, can we move easily from 2D plans to a 3D model that offers this level of value?
So it needs manual effort. Okay. So there are means of automation we can leverage here, but it's not 100%. Mm-hmm. And as I said, for a computer, for a machine, it's difficult to separate a line that is representing a wall from a line that is leading to a comment. we can guide our engineers and also customers that they create 2D plans with CAD tools in a way that they already have a lot of information that is easily machine readable. Mm-hmm. That's already possible today, and we have guidelines to do that. Mm-hmm. And it makes life easier to make then almost fully automatic a 3D model out of a 2D plan. Mm-hmm. But more important than 3D versus 2D is really the information we can get on a building. The more information we have, the more we can do. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So if I could summarize it, it doesn't need to be 2D plans or 3D models. Either is fine as long as the information is current and accurate and it's easy for you to absorb into the system.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John.
And thank you all for joining us at Buildings of Tomorrow. Please like, comment or share this episode and also subscribe to us here on this channel. We'll see you again soon.